Hi, it's Katie from Katie Cooks and Crafts, and today I'm making homemade mayonnaise. If you've never made your own mayonnaise before, you're in for a treat. It's rich and creamy and flavorful and about 100 times better than store-bought. It's really inexpensive to make. It only costs about 50 or 60 cents a batch, and it's only made with a few simple ingredients without stabilizers and preservatives and all that you find in store-bought. And once you master the technique, it's really quick and easy to whip up a batch whenever you need it. You can make mayonnaise in a blender, a food processor, with a mixer, or with an immersion blender. You just want something to whip together egg and oil into an emulsion. And what I found over a little bit of trial and error was that you want to use something with the smallest vessel possible. So while I love my stand mixer, the bowl is just too big to get good contact between the beaters and the ingredients. Same with my food processor. You might have better luck if you have a mini food processor. I was having really good luck with my immersion blender because there's so many little blades spinning so fast in such a compact area, but my immersion blender quit on me a little while back. So what I've been using is just a really small bowl in my hand mixer, and you can see how the beaters of the hand mixer just barely fit into the bowl. So I get really good contact between the beaters and the ingredients to help whip up that emulsion. Now to make my mayonnaise, I'm just using an egg yolk, so I'm going to separate one whole egg. I'm going to put the yolk in a bowl, and I'm going to save the white for some other use. To my egg yolk, I'm just going to add a squirt of Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon. And the Dijon mustard will add some flavor, but it's also acting as an emulsifying agent. Egg yolks are also an emulsifying agent, so mixing these together should give you a really thick, creamy mixture. So I'm just beating those together, making sure they're really well incorporated. I'm not going to add any other flavorings right now because I don't want to do anything to disrupt this really thick, creamy mixture. So you can see how thick it's become. Now while the beaters are running, I'm going to slowly add the oil. And I'm adding just a little bit at a time, just a drip at a time. And you want to do this so slowly at the beginning. Once the emulsion starts to form, you can go a little bit quicker, but the very first tablespoon or so, you want to really do a drip at a time. I don't even trust myself to pour it from the measuring cup. I use this teaspoon to drip just the tiniest little bit at a time. And like I said, once you get about 2 or 3 little spoonfuls in there, you can just start to pour it in slowly. You still want to do a nice, slow, steady stream. If you find that it's becoming too much oil, just stop pouring for a second and let the beaters whip that all into the emulsion. The oil I'm using is 3 parts canola oil and 1 part olive oil. I really like the flavor that the olive oil gives, but if you add too much olive oil, it can give it a really strong flavor and it'll taste almost bitter. So you want a nice neutral oil for the majority of the oil. But you could use all canola oil, or like I said, add just a little bit of olive oil, or if you had like a garlic oil or a chili oil, that would be really good too to add. You know, maybe a tablespoon or 2 in place of the canola oil. So I'm just going to continue to drip the oil in and let the beaters mix it into the emulsion. And I'm going to put about half of the oil in to start and just let that beat together. And you can see how thick it is. It's almost too thick. But I still have the lemon juice and the salt and pepper to add, and those will both thin it out a little bit, so you can see how thick it is. So now I'm going to add the lemon juice. You could also add white wine vinegar in place of the lemon juice if you wanted. That's about a tablespoon of lemon juice and salt and pepper. And all of these ingredients are to taste, so the Dijon mustard, the lemon juice, and the salt and pepper, you can just add to taste. And I'm just going to beat in that lemon juice and the salt and pepper. And once I get that all incorporated, I'm just going to continue to slowly add the last of the oil. And then once I have all of the oil in, I'm just going to let everything beat together for another 30 seconds or so to make sure everything is well incorporated and nice and thick and creamy. Now if you add more lemon juice or more white wine vinegar, it might end up a little bit runnier than this, and I usually actually like it a little bit runnier than this, but I just wanted to show you how truly thick you can make this homemade mayonnaise. It truly does act just like store-bought. So you can see it's nice and thick and creamy and perfect for spreading on a sandwich or making a salad dressing or using on any pasta salad or potato salad. You can also just use this straight as a sauce for vegetables. It's delicious. Or for dipping meats, especially grilled meats, it's amazing. So I really hope that you try this recipe. Please don't be intimidated by making mayonnaise. I was so intimidated when I first started. I had a couple failed attempts, but I really think the key is getting that really good contact between your beaters and your ingredients, and I haven't had a failed batch since I figured out that little secret. I hope you give this recipe a try, and if you do, leave me some comments down below letting me know how it turned out. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, thank you so much for watching.